I have a question for you, Christina, because you're raising young kids.
Mhm.
When you how are you trying to sow identity into them?
Yeah.
Is there like an
So
active?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because my kids are completely different. Like we say all the time, my son, Joshua, he's
Mm-hmm.
like a Christina version of CJ, meaning he's like CJ, but it has like these little things about me that just
Right.
like you're like CJ, but then you have these things about you that make you like me. And Nikki is like me, exactly like me. But then she has these little
Yes.
things about these little quirks that CJ does. It just makes her slightly different. But I think I think I'm experiencing this more with my son because he just turned 11. He's trying to shift into this awareness of himself. When they're little, they're like, I like this. I like that. They're just trying to, their greatest aim in life is to have fun. You know,
Right.
her identity, she's so confident because she knows her daddy loves her and
Oh
she knows her
yeah.
mom loves her. And like, she just, you know, I don't know. So I think when they're younger, it is just giving them that security and that foundation of love and acceptance
Mm-hmm.
and discipline. Discipline is very important.
Yeah.
Boundaries. There's boundaries in love,
Right.
But it's interesting as my son has gotten older. Wow, we've had to help him, like lead him through fighting through so much perfectionism and like self-hatred. Not like not like, man, I just hate the way I look, but like if he messes up because he's such a perfectionist, he can get really down and out and stuff, which is really destructive against his identity, his
Right.
confidence, who he is as a person. So something that we do and implement when he gets and it's largely demonic. I think the devil's really trying to just destroy identity at a very young age. And that can
Mm-hmm.
come from like even just perception of failure or perception of rejection, though none of it really happened. Like it's the devil's very smart. But anyways, but something that we've done is like, because there's only so much that our words can do for him. He has to start owning his identity. So something when he gets into a swirl, when he just like didn't do well in a football game, or maybe he got caught up lying and we had to talk about like that, and he had to like
Right.
ask for forgiveness and all that stuff. Like he can take it very hard. Like we do these things called affirmations where like and it's very vulnerable because he stands in front of me, CJ, and his little sister, and we're like, tell me you're great, and he goes, I'm great. I'm mighty. You can see him fighting the lies and the accusation on his face because he doesn't believe it. And we're like,
Mm.
say it again. You got to fight this. And it'll take like 30 minutes. But by the end, he's laughing and he's joyful. He's like, I'm great. I'm mighty. So what we've done is like, we've taught him and walked with him through him confessing out of his own mouth who he is. Because
I
we'll tell him all day, you're amazing.
wow.
Like this is like failure is unto growth. Like we can tell him all day long, but it doesn't. It builds a foundation, but it shifts once he speaks it out. And
Right.
you're so all we can do is just stay in there. And let me tell you, I want to cry because I can see
Yeah.
on his face how he doesn't believe it, and he's crying, fighting through the
Mm.
lies of feeling like a failure. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 30 minutes in, first
Yeah.
time. The second time it happened, it only took 15 minutes. And he hasn't had to do it since, for this
I
little season that we're in.
you know what is kind of mind blowing about what you literally just taught everyone what you're doing, Christina. It's why making him speak the truth over himself when the lies want to cling to a moment in time. Okay.
Right.
And that
Yeah.
is exactly why, let me just take you guys back to the second that we opened Girl Club today, and it'll be there for a minute. I keep saying, I really want you to go to the link in bio and get a copy of the free identity affirmations that I've prepared to give to you guys, because when you speak the truth out of your mouth about your
Mhm.
identity and you affirm your identity, your God-given identity, you crucify the
Mhm.
identity that the world wants to give you, that Satan wants to give you. And the thing is that because we're human, we make mistakes. We're going to look, he's going to have a bad game. He's going to have a game
Right.
where he doesn't play so great. He's going to have a game where he's not feeling well. And so maybe he doesn't perform as well. Like that's human stuff, right? But the
Right.
thing is that the enemy wants to jump into those human moments, and he wants to attach something in those human moments that you as a person in that moment of insecurity and lowness will grab onto and covenant with him over. I
Mm-hmm.
suck. I'm not good. I messed up. Everyone hates me. I didn't play a very good game. Life's
Mm.
passing me by. I can't do it. I can't, I won't. It will never happen. Like, whoa. Like
Right.
just stopping him and making him counteract those lies with truth is all about instilling identity in him.
Mm-hmm. And it's painful. The fight is painful. I think that was the
Yeah.
biggest, like, even teaching point to me and my husband as adults is like, it's like having kids, you get to see them walk out what you're walking out inside in like a more mature shell. But I mean, like seeing his face in
Mm,
turmoil and like he would start off saying, I'm great. And it just and seeing the progression, the fight over the lies in your mind. And I think what you said, you have to say them out loud. That's very important for you to actually speak it out and testify it with your voice. You
yeah.
could say it all day in your mind, and it's like, but there is a difference when you declare it out
Yeah.
loud because you actually realize how much you realize, oh, I'm confronted with, I don't believe that because you can feel it. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But you say it over and you're
Yeah.
like, no, you fight that feeling of you're
Yeah.
ugly, you're too old. Life, like you said, life has passed you by. You'll never
Yeah.
make it. It's been 10 years. Where's
Yeah.
God now? Like it
Yeah.
really does take that like exercise of faith to
Yeah.
feel stupid and feel like this, I'm speaking like
Yeah.
because actually when you speak the truth and you're believing a lie, you feel like you're speaking lies. Isn't that
Totally.
twisted?
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally. It's almost like the lies are easier to believe than the truth. What's up
right.
with that?
I know. What is up with that? What is up with that?